Okay, still cleaning things up. Good to have the extra time. Today's Thursday, and we'll have another Thursday tomorrow. I think the players are anxious to play again after having some time off, and we're excited for, I think, what will be a very entertaining game, and a place that I think we'll be rocking as we go in there. It'll be a good test for us.
Could you do what you're doing with TJ McDonald with anyone, or does he have a unique skill set that enables him to play both the back end of the defense and the front end?
I think it is unique. We did some similar things with Eric Berry a few years ago in our 1 year with him, and it really kind of came from watching TJ blocking kicks and how well he rushed and would beat people in protections, and so just kind of what if we put that type of speed in, and we were, when this came up, our defensive ends have been beaten up like they still are, and so it allows us to get some reps there with some speed, and obviously you can drop to and do all the things in coverage as well.
Was there any one particular coach who came up with the idea, or was it a group?
I think the defensive staff.
They struggled with their running game last game. Is it formidable, or has it been a struggle for them?
Well, I think they're replacing a lot of linemen. I think White wasn't healthy, and so we anticipate them being full strength after having some extra time, just like we have. And I'm sure he'll be healthy and ready to go. They'll be at home instead of on the road too.
How does it look like they've acclimated to the Pac-12 coming from the Mountain West?
Well, I think they've done well. I think that's talked about too much. You change conferences and what that means. And, they had a game I'm sure they felt like they should have won, a non-conference game. It had nothing to do with what conference they were in. So I don't really take very much to that, especially early in the year. If there is anything to it, it would be a conversation for late in the year when you've had more competitive, more physical games. As you get to your 8th, 9th conference game of the year.
The additions of Utah and Colorado enabled this conference to have a conference championship game. How, coming from the SEC where they had one, and just looking at sort of the big picture, how does that help? How big of a thing is that?
Well, I think it's big for the TV contract, I'm sure. You're adding a game on a national stage, or you put it on a Friday, and you try to get a different time frame. So I think from that standpoint, that's really the big part about it. I don't know that coaches are that excited about it. There was something to winning your conference before, and we're unique because we're playing 9 conference games. Where other people don't do that. So I don't know that coaches love it, but I know that it's good for the conference and it's good for the TV contract.
Do you like the fact that if you are in the mix there at the end of the year, it conceivably gives you another game to kind of move up or hold your spot?
Not really, because you can go the other way. And with it not being a neutral site, you're going to, some year it's going to come down to where 2 teams are really highly ranked and maybe have not played each other. All of a sudden it's going to be decided, off of just the slightest margin of where that game is, and on a short week's rest, that's going to have a lot of factor to do with who wins the game. So it's not a perfect system.
How's their quarterback looked after Wynn went down?
Yeah, I thought he's thrown the ball well. I thought there's a couple of times he could have helped him out by making some plays outside. But I think anytime he's from an opponent standpoint, you like when you see a backup that you're getting ready to play. But when you watch him, he's not really a backup, and he played a lot last year. I think 6-3 maybe as a starter. So he's played a lot of ball.
Doesn't seem like we've talked much about Nikel Roby this year. Maybe that's good. Maybe they're just not throwing his way. How do you think he's played?
Well, I think he's played great. They just don't throw at him, and you're seeing with him a little bit of like Robert. If they take something away or don't give you opportunity, it's hard to get numbers. And so we need to play better at the other spot and force them to have to throw the ball to him. Because right now nobody's throwing it at him.
What about Lamar Dawson? How has that changed you guys since he's been back?
Well, I think we played our best game on defense last week. A lot to do with him. He's had 19 tackles now in the last 2 weeks, and has played really well. And he's playing physical, and he's finally getting comfortable. He's just in his second year, and he's been hurt in both seasons and missed time. So it's almost like he's kind of now had one full season of games. So we're really excited about his development and the way he's played the last 2 weeks.
He's not a guy that pops off the television screen with interceptions and stuff like that, but as a coaching staff, when you guys are watching it on tape, is he a large presence?
He is. He has been of late, and he's going to continue to be. And as you get more comfortable, you go to make those plays. The longer you play, you get more confidence. You go to make plays instead of just making tackles, and he'll get there. Like I said, he's still learning a lot.
You just mentioned that second corner spot. What needs to improve there?
Oh, we need to cover better. We need to tackle better, and then make a play when the play's there. So there's no secret we haven't played well there. We haven't played there well all year, and it's unfortunate for Nikel because you watch the film, the ball goes the other way all the time. So we're working on it.
Do you feel like you have the talent here to play that position well?
Yeah, I do. We just got to be more consistent. We can't miss the tackles, and we can't in press coverage. We can't let the guy off the line of scrimmage so quick. It could have been worse. They missed a couple over the last couple of weeks in their spots. So it's definitely changed. It's been changing our game because we're doing a lot of things really well, stopping the run for the most part, playing better pass defense from our safeties and our other corner.
Do you think that still has to do with Torrin Harris being rusty because he missed camp? Do you think he'll come around?
I do. Torrin's missed a lot of time, and we probably played Torrin too much right away. As you go back to that Syracuse game, and then maybe, I don't know, he played 70 snaps or something. We can't do that because he'd been out for so long. So I think that this bye has been good for him. He's got some extra conditioning in, and I think he'll continue to improve.
You mentioned a couple times